My mom passed out.
Your mom passed out?
It could have been a heart attack or some other type of illness, but on a mobile phone, you don't know where they're calling from, and they could be calling from anywhere in the county.
How old are you, Joey?
I'm 5.
In my mind, I was picturing it going for her neck. I was afraid that by the time that the fire department or the police department arrived, that it might have been too late.
Oh, God, I'm so scared.
Just for emergency service.
Can do it now.
There are times when our fears of what might happen are larger than what has occurred. But even when our imaginations are out of control, the dangers can still be very real. We begin in Milwaukee, Wisconsin on the evening of March 27th, 1995, as Joe Carey was picking up his 2 young children at the home of his wife, Kathy, from whom he is separated.
Hey, bud. Hey, Spring. I live at my dad's house, and Kathy lives down there with the kids, and every day after work I get home.
Was there any mail?
No, there wasn't any.
That works out pretty good the way we got it arranged. It's kind of like a break for her, too, to be able to say, take them.
Love you. Okay, bye-bye.
Kathy had been entertaining a house guest that belonged to her younger sister, Rita Roberts.
Kathy ended up with Andromeda because I moved into my father's house, and my father is afraid of snakes.
Hi. For dinner.
Anytime I have a problem, she's there for me. And if I need something, she'll take care of me. That's how she ended up taking care of my snake.
Hey. Well, I have a nice big juicy rabbit for you.
She's never fed my snake. She's watched, is basically it. So I explained to her how to do it. Take the rabbit and just dump it in there.
Andromeda. Okay.
When we continue.
In my mind, I was picturing it going for her neck. I was afraid that by the time that the fire department or the police department arrived, that it might have been too late.
Oh, God, I'm so scared.
Suppose you had a friend who drove a BMW and he was looking at your new Bonneville.
Let me drive it.
And you stood there as he accelerated away.
I love that sound.
He'd learned that with over 200 horsepower, it's one of the fastest performance sedans in the world.
Hey, I liked it. Tighten the curves.
And he'd learned something else.
How much was it? That's all?
The new Pontiac Bonneville. Driving passion is now within reach.
This double supreme cheeseburger tastes great.
Same kind of stuff as the Big Mac. Yeah, but I like this better.
Well, that's because Burger King flame broils them.
The double supreme cheeseburger, 75% more beef than the Big Mac, with fries and a drink, just $2.99.
Well, back to work.
So just how versatile are new Glade clip-ons for small spaces? Only Glade clip-ons clip, hang, stick, and freshen. And yes, they're refillable. So freshen your car and now any small space with Glade clip-ons.
Clip-on small space, freshness everywhere.
Fresh from Glade, SC Johnson Wax.
How many times I told my dad to see a doctor? He was stubborn. But the pain in his stomach just wouldn't go away. He had to go. You should have seen the relief on his face when the doctor said Mylanta.
Mylanta is fast, soothing relief. In fact, even with all the new heartburn medicines available today, doctors recommend Mylanta most for heartburn and acid indigestion.
My doctor said Mylanta.
So what's it gonna... Hey, it's you!
How observant.
I'm a big fan.
Really?
Yeah, I just love your Diamond Minute race.
Oh, well, actually, that's Sprint's Diamond Minute race. Don't be so modest. It's great.
And it's good forever. You know how I count out my tips now? I take the dimes and I go 1 minute, 2 minutes.
That's nice. I'll have the soup.
Hey, Rocco! Look, it's the dime lady!
Oh, boy. Sprint's really started something.
Call now and get 10 cents a minute across the U.S. and now even to Canada.
The new Weight Watchers desserts. Form a healthy relationship with pleasure.
Tonight, meet Justin. He's already in the grip of the gang. Now his mother may have to give him up. Can Justin be saved? 48 hours tonight.
She thought her daughter was just a typical co-ed.
You're a prostitute.
When she tried to quit, she had to do the unthinkable. Tori Spelling, co-ed call girl, Tuesday.
The Boys Next Door, Sunday on CBS.
Kathy Carey had been home alone trying to feed her sister's 7.5-foot pet Burmese python. Around 5 p.m., a desperate call for help came in to Milwaukee police telecommunicator Mary Ann Stima.
Now, you're going to have to tell me what you said because I didn't get a word.
My sister's ball python snakes go in my hand.
What? Stop it. Stop. Take a breath. What's the matter? What's the matter there?
My sister's got a ball python snake, and he won't let go of my hand.
Okay, stay on the line. Let me get...
It's not the usual type of call you would expect to find in Milwaukee. You know, we just don't have them sliding around outside.
Is this a snake?
Yes.
I don't know anything about snakes. I know that I'm scared to death of them, and if they're on the other side of the country, that's close enough for me.
You guys better put your boots on. We don't know what we have here.
Honey, is anybody home with you?
No, my kids and my husband just left.
And the snake is twisted around your arm?
Yeah, he's about 7 feet tall. Oh, he's going so hard. He's got my knuckles in his mouth. I know my hand is bleeding. My hand is bleeding really bad.
Honey, I've got help on the way.
A Milwaukee fire unit was dispatched to the scene, including EMT Mark Stockland.
I thought the call was going to be a false alarm, but yet something was going on. People don't make up things that goofy.
Are you going to be able to get the door open?
By this time, locked. All we have to do is just walk in. Oh, God, he won't go. It hurts so bad.
It's a python. Honey, they might have to cut that snake off.
Is that right? Yeah, I've got 2 snakes at home.
Police officer Dave Arndt and his partner heard the report on their radio.
Normally, a snake of that nature will strike, clamp down, coil up, and constrict their prey until it's dead. And then they'll consume it head first.
Oh, God, he's coming at my face.
He's coming to your face?
Please don't let him come at my face.
Is he still on your arm, huh?
Yes, he won't let go of my arm. I've got him sitting on the kitchen table, and I'm about as still can get.
In my mind, I was picturing it going for her neck, and I didn't know how long she would have if that did happen.
He's just staring at me.
I was afraid that by the time that the fire department or the police department arrived on the scene that it might have been too late.
We have police and fire on the way to you, and one of the girls who's working with the Humane Society. We're getting all the help we can for you, hon.
Oh, God, I'm so scared.
I didn't know how many times she had been bit, but I knew that she was bleeding from bites. That's one of the reasons that the girl called the Humane Society to find out what we were dealing with as far as poison.
I can't. Hold on. Just come in.
Oh, they might be there.
Come in.
Tell them anyway, because I don't think they're hearing her.
Just open the door.
Within 5 minutes, the first rescue workers arrived, led by Lieutenant Wayne Reed.
I've seen a lot. I've got 25 years on. It was impressive. When you're covered shoulder to wrist and there's still snake left over. He was constricting, so he had stopped the blood flow. I was pretty convinced he was going to eat her hand. So I just reached out and I grabbed the back of his head.
It was, on my side, a sigh of relief that I knew that somebody else was there with her. Up until then, I felt it was just her and I, and the snake.
Oh, my God.
I knew he couldn't get around to get me, so as long as I was holding on to him tight enough.
Where's the cage?
But he was a little angry, I think, when I grabbed his head. He was not a happy snake.
One of the firefighters stated that that snake doesn't bite, and I could hear her say, "You want to bet it doesn't?"
Yeah, that's a Burmese python. That's what that is.
Whatever it is, it's big.
Yeah, non-venomous.
Yeah.
Basically, the snake was confused. I think it immediately sensed the scent of the rabbit. And the rabbit was dead, so it wasn't moving. The only thing moving was her hands.
Why didn't you just drop it in the cage?
I tried to do that. I tried to drop it, and then it wouldn't come out, so...
Once they sense that there's a meal, you know, they get into a frenzy almost. Even if the snake was eating regular, it probably would have done the same thing.
3 months. Wow, it's a little hungry, I think.
You know, that's just what my sister said. To feed it, like she said, every 3 months. So that's, you know.
As soon as the snake got inside the cage, he started eating that rabbit right away, so... The snake was hungry.
All right, watch your head.
My initial estimate of the snake was about 50 to 80 pounds. I suppose if the snake constricted her around the neck, it probably could have killed her.
Kathy Carey was treated at a nearby hospital for a bite on her hand and released that same day.
It wasn't Andromeda's fault. It wasn't my fault. A little bit it was my fault, but I had gotten used to having her around and being, you know, having my hands in there and her coming up by me. You know, 4 people working this thing.
The kids were upset at the beginning until they found out she was all right. They saw the snake bite on her hand and they knew she was okay, and then they just settled down.
Yeah, we gotta wait for the water to come back on.
I'm glad that my mom's okay and the snake's okay.
One way, guys.
If my mom got bit by a snake again, I'd call 911. My dad would turn them into boots.
See, when you push the buttons for the elevator, okay, if this thing fills up,
Despite what happened, Kathy is still taking care of her sister's pet, Andromeda.
I think she did know that it was my hand after a few minutes. To me, it seemed like she was looking at me like, oh, God, what did I do? You know, I'm really sorry that this happened.
I'm always going to remember this call. Even my brother said, how can you sleep at night? How could you go to sleep? Didn't you dream of snakes all night? But when someone says, did you ever have any interesting calls at 911? Let me tell you about the snake.
Next.
I was just assuming everything would be under control because time had already elapsed, but I was just utterly surprised that he was alone.
Only Brawny paper towels have thirst pockets.
Amazing pockets that make even the biggest, messiest spills disappear. Because every thirst pocket is made of 2 thirsty plies, and every sheet is covered end to end with them. Brawny with thirst pockets. Now, the only real mess you can get yourself into is not having any in the house.
Brawny, thirst pocket power.
These days, you're working harder than ever. You need a truck that does, too. Don't move. Introducing the all-new 1997 Ford F-150. With even more horsepower and torque, and all the legendary strength of an F-Series.
Better get to the Grand Canyon before we do.
The all-new Ford F-150.
Hon, does Sherry have a fever?
No.
No?
A runny nose, a sore throat?
No.
No?
Then why get her medicine for symptoms she doesn't have?
You're right. We won't.
If your child doesn't have everything, why give her a medicine that treats everything? Triaminic has specialized formulas, so you can relieve just the symptoms they have.
This is what she needs.
I know. I was just testing you.
Oh.
Triaminic, just the medicine they need.
This is incredible.
Incredible.
What is it?
The double supreme cheeseburger. It's new. Brand new.
Same kind of stuff as the Big Mac.
Yeah, but I like this better.
Oh, that's because Burger King flame broils them.
It's got a lot more beef. A lot more beef.
Gonna take all lunch hour to finish one.
The Burger King Double Supreme Cheeseburger. Less bread and 75% more beef than the Big Mac. And it's flame broiled, never fried. With fries and a drink, just $2.99.
Well, back to work. What's the rush?
Yeah. You don't think we're gonna be that busy, do you?
Saturday is America's night of television. They expected the best.
Ma, you gotta slow down.
But something's gone wrong. The Dr. Quinn you can't miss. Then B.B. King, Al Jarreau, and Dr. John join Hal Linden and the Angels for a celestial jam, Touched by an Angel, on America's Night of Television, CBS Saturday.
His job was to help them.
Talk about your behavior patterns.
Now he must teach them
I be dusty.
to make it on their own. The Boys Next Door, Sunday.
On June 23rd, 1994, at around 8:10 a.m., Dennis O'Brien, who was deaf, pulled into the parking garage of the office where he worked in DuPage, Illinois.
I usually park on the first floor, but it happened to be full, so I had to go to the second floor. The second level was full too. I'm getting anxious and thinking, I'm late for work. I need to find a parking space now. She was scared out of her mind and didn't stop to explain. When she moved away from my view, that's when I saw a guy lying on the ground. There was no movement, no motion, nothing. Just laying there.
Around that same time, Tony Harlan was also arriving for work.
I noticed that one of my coworkers had his car stopped right in front of the elevator area and was concerned.
Stop.
I looked around his car and I saw a gentleman laying on the pavement.
Did anybody call?
I don't know. Why don't you call 911 now? Go.
Okay, I'll call. I saw him lying there alone. And when I saw people who walked around him, that was very sad.
I didn't know what else to do because I didn't know CPR. So I helped direct traffic.
Stop. Go up. Go up.
Mary Profita worked in the office building adjacent to the garage.
Good morning, DuPage County. I received a call from a coworker that there was a problem in the garage, that a man had fallen down, assumed heart attack, and called 911. I had some CPR training, but I was just assuming everything would be under control. I would just be there to watch and assist. Because time had already elapsed, and I thought for sure people would be by his side. I was just utterly surprised that he was alone.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Do you know
Hello?
No.
Sir?
I don't feel a pulse. Sir, see if you can find
My hands were shaking, and so I reached under his neck and felt for a pulse with my fingertips and felt nothing.
Bree!
She immediately started to do the breathing for him. I knew that the life signs were not there, but I didn't see him as someone dead. I saw him as a human being lying there needing help. I would have stayed there regardless, because no one needs to die that way by themselves.
I hope to God I was doing everything right, because this was going to determine how this man's life was going to turn out. There were no volunteers to assist, and we were beginning to wonder when help would arrive.
2, 3. Check his pulse. I don't feel anything.
We checked for pulse at least 3 or 4 times and was unable to find any signs.
When the emergency team finally arrived, it was like a relief, like a weight lifted.
A Wheaton Fire Rescue Unit reached the scene within 5 minutes of the call, including Lieutenant EMT Philip Demenza.
We noticed immediately that they were doing very good CPR. When that happens, we always let the people continue until we're ready and set up.
It was after I stood up and I watched the emergency team that the flood of emotions came in. I just wanted him to make it. I wanted him to be okay.
An advanced life support unit also responded, including paramedic Susan Lencioni.
Our greatest concern initially was how much time was there before CPR was started. If somebody hasn't intervened within that 4 to 6 minute period, then the brain has already sustained damage that cannot be reversed no matter what we do.
Go ahead and do that, and I'll get their way.
Okay, we got V-fib, charging. Clear? Clear.
What do you got with that?
Still V-fib, I'm going up 1.
What we're hoping for is to see the heart go flatline for a few seconds and then kick into what would be its normal rhythm.
No, we're still V-fib.
We tried a 3rd time at the maximum power. At that point, he did convert into another rhythm, but he did not have a pulse with that rhythm.
We want you ready. Big bag.
I was able to locate a wallet so we could call him by name.
His name's Jonathan Koresh, 43.
I'm going to push this and I'm going to shock him.
At this point, he went back into ventricular fibrillation.
Still trying to breathe.
He was breathing about 4 a minute, which is really unusual for a patient who's in full arrest.
Clear. 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 I'm going to push this and we're going to shock him again.
Start the CPR again.
And no matter what we did, we couldn't make the patient come back again.
Clear. Clear.
It's very frustrating and sad sometimes in the job that we have to know that you've done everything you can, but we just didn't do it for him.
After working on the victim for nearly 30 minutes without regaining a pulse, rescue workers decided to transport him to the hospital. At Central DuPage Hospital, 43-year-old John Kurash was examined by emergency physician Joseph Boyle.
I think you went into V-fib. Okay, get him over here.
He was still in ventricular fibrillation. This is the best cardiac dysrhythmia to be saved from, basically. So I was surprised that he hadn't come back.
Let me check with a quick look.
Can I get a line out?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I got a second line.
And I got the whole...
He's still in fib. Let's shock him, charge it.
Okay.
Clear? Clear. No change. Give him another bowl of lidocaine. Let me check the
It
tube.
was going to be like a dream come true that we were able to pull somebody through this, but after I got back from lunch, I had the unhappy message that the gentleman had passed away.
Still V-fib. One more time, charge him. Clear.
The heart finally got a pulse, and the blood pressure was restored.
Nice job, you guys. You got him back. Well, I'll talk to the cardiologist upstairs. Let's pack him up.
They had scheduled a 2 o'clock session for us with the counselors to talk about our feelings, and right in the beginning of this session, our safety chief comes into the room and he says the good news is he isn't dead, but the bad news is that he is in very critical condition.
Your husband had sudden death outside the...
When John's wife, Terry, got to the hospital, a doctor explained that he had suffered sudden death syndrome, which caused his heart to arrest.
Is he going to be okay?
It's really hard to tell at this point.
I was trying to talk to him, to tell him that I was there, to tell him that I loved him, and that the kids loved him, and that we were there for him, and everything was going to be okay. It was about 6 hours after they had put him in the intensive care unit that he was finally able to start talking.
John?
Hi, honey.
John?
And all of a sudden, he just turned to me and said, you know, who is this guy and why am I here?
The doctor, honey.
You're better. Your heart rhythm's nice and stable now, John.
I was ecstatic. I love John very much, and I'm very happy that he's well and that he's really himself, and that we're going to enjoy as many days together as we can.
John was hospitalized for 10 days. Doctors implanted a defibrillator in case the electrical system of his heart malfunctions in the future.
It didn't take just somebody to do CPR. The amazing part of what was done is that it was done so well that I have virtually a total recovery. In truth, it's only because of Mary and Tony and the 911 crew that apparently just wouldn't give up.
Go ahead.
11-year-old Tracy is the oldest of John and Terry's 3 children.
He's almost back to himself. He goes to work every day, and he plays games with us, and we have lots of fun.
Okay, I'm done for the day. You're going to ask me to lay off?
I'm not exactly sure why my dad's alive today, but I know that it had a lot to do with Mary and Tony, and they saved him, and I think God gave a little help, too.
Come on in.
Oh,
Mary, this is Terry. Tony.
Jonathan, how are you?
Oh, God, it's good to see you guys. This is Tony.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
I appreciate everything they did. My kids appreciate it, and John appreciates it, and use each day as a gift.
I don't know how we can ever thank both of you enough. That you were there at the right time in the right place.
How do you like your handiwork?
You look fantastic.
I'm glad to be here.
I consider myself extraordinarily lucky because having that opportunity to have fun with my family, to help them grow and learn, it's a wonderful, wonderful gift.
I am incredibly happy that I was there to help Jonathan. If my life was lived to do that, to save someone else, then that was, to me, a heck of a life.
Tap him up. Look and see if you can find any fish in there, guys.
Next.
He started through the median strip, so I attempted to cut him off, but he continued in the wrong direction on the interstate.
He's going to wreck and kill somebody if he doesn't get turned around.
What's new in the cheese world?
Feta cheese is big, Dave.
Anything else?
Try the pepper jack.
Wow, this would spice up a bacon cheeseburger. Give me 1,000 pounds, sliced.
Okay. And spice it up he did. It's Wendy's new Pepper Jack Bacon Cheeseburger. A quarter-pound of fresh beef, spicy Pepper Jack cheese, 3 strips of bacon, and the perfect sauce.
Great cheeseburger, Dave.
Sure beats feta.
Sure beats feta.
I just said that.
Come try Wendy's new Pepper Jack Bacon Cheeseburger today.
Bayer, powerful pain relief, and so much more. Now, extra strength Bayer PM, the only aspirin that gently helps you sleep. Rescue 911 will continue.
A diabolical stalker bent on revenge.
Walker, I'm scared.
Will Chuck Norris survive a deadly ambush?
I have to kill Walker.
All new action Saturday.
Big February comedy begins Sunday.
Now!
Super Sybil, the queen of Sunday night, powers up.
Dun, dun, dun.
She's invincible, and with fearless Nancy Travis,
Me.
nothing's too dangerous for this dynamic duo.
Go for it. Crack me, baby. Crack me like a walnut.
Big February comedy.
Come here.
All new Sybil and Almost Perfect, Sunday.
Pretty good, huh?
This is CBS. The Evangeline Shrine Circus at Blackham Coliseum, February 10th and 11th. Advance tickets $6 for adults. Children 2 to 12 admitted free. Presented by the Evangeline Shrine Club of Lafayette.
Beautiful leather like this at 95 closeout prices. You'll buy these leather sofas $355. No payment for 6 months. No interest. Nowhere but Furniture Centers.
I'm Patrick Mole. Join me every Monday during Passepartout and Meet Your Neighbor for The Chef, brought to you by Church Point Wholesale's Lagna Food Stores. This week featuring Savoy's family of Cajun products.
Hold it. This isn't you, it's an older guy.
Oh, that was before I got rid of my gray hair with Just for Men hair color.
Come on, that's too natural to be hair coloring.
Just for Men. Apply and in 5 minutes rinse. Gray is blended away for a totally natural look.
Think it'll work for me?
In 5 minutes.
Just for Men looks too natural to be hair coloring. And now try Just for Men Color Gel for the hard-to-color hair of mustaches and beards. Brush in, rinse out. Just 5 minutes.
Around 10 p.m. on November 3rd, 1993, Amber McClung and her fellow employees were working the late shift at a fast food restaurant in Parkersburg, West Virginia, when they received a disturbing phone call.
Thanks. Yeah, good night. Check this out, Dave.
What's up?
Amber, come here. Guy just robbed the restaurant on the very next block.
When we first heard about the robbery, I was very frightened because I thought this happened right down the road. It could happen to us.
You know, we can be heroes if we catch this dude.
Exactly.
Jeremy and Dave were joking about it with each other. Whenever we'd have a customer come in, they would say, well, maybe this is the person. It's not funny. It's not funny at all. I mean, what would you do if he came in here?
Yes, sir. I'll help you. How about some coffee? Just give me 30 seconds, okay?
21-year-old Dave Smith was a crew member on duty that evening.
We were pretty slow. Angie was in the back washing dishes. I love working with her because she's very goofy, she's very bubbly. Hey, Ange, what's up?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, you're great. We were like a 1-2 punch at work.
I'm gonna get you back.
Excuse me, can I use your restroom?
Yeah, sure. Right around the corner to your right.
Thanks.
All right, that's enough. This is a robbery.
When this man came through the employee door, it totally shocked me.
Back, everybody.
I was willing to do whatever he said because he had a gun.
Fill the bag. Come on, move it.
I didn't want him to hurt anybody.
Step right in. Come on, everybody.
He put all 4 of us in the cooler.
Don't anybody come out.
Everybody all right?
We thought the man left.
He's gone. Everybody's all right.
Exactly. We're fine. Yeah. We're fine.
But before we knew it, the door opened again.
He pointed at Angie and said, I want you to come with me.
Give me 5 minutes to get out of here and I won't hurt him. Please, Dave.
We didn't know what to do.
We waited until we thought 10 minutes was up.
Angie.
Angie wasn't there.
Emergency reported.
This is Dave Smith.
We didn't know what he was capable of doing to her. It crossed our brains that we may never see Angie again. Please hurry.
Be advised, I'm at the scene of a second armed robbery.
West Virginia State Police Corporal Bill Rechtenwald was on routine patrol 35 miles away when he heard the report of the robbery.
Out of the restaurant, a gunpoint break.
I got positioned where I could observe traffic flow on the interstate. I'd only been there approximately 5 minutes when the car came by, matching the description of the suspect vehicle.
104 Parkersburg.
As I caught up close enough to read the license plate, I could only see one person. He slowly increased his speed.
Parkersburg, he's running on me.
I became more and more sure that this was, in fact, the vehicle that committed the robberies. I was very concerned with what the suspect may have done with the hostage, whether he had shot or done some other harm to her.
Around 10:30 p.m., Debbie Kime, the mother of 18-year-old Angie, got a call from the police.
When I first heard that she was taken, well, you can imagine, I was thinking all the worst that he could possibly, do to her if I would see my daughter alive again.
Parkersburg, we're still southbound at a high rate of speed. He's weaving in and out of traffic.
10-4, we have other units en route. Can you advise the speed?
Parkersburg, he's over 100 miles an hour. He's cut through the median. We're northbound on 77.
I could tell by his driving ability that this was going to be very difficult to get this individual stopped. He started through the median strip again, so I attempted to cut him off. But he continued in the wrong direction on the interstate. The only thing that I could do was get towards the median strip to warn the oncoming traffic.
He's going to wreck and kill somebody if he doesn't get turned around.
I thought that he must be crazy. I felt helpless. There was nothing that I could do to stop him without posing a grave danger to the hostage.
We're northbound again on 77.
Units from around the area joined the pursuit, including Corporal Max Henry.
186-104. I put my spotlight on the suspect vehicle. It appears that the hostage is in the floorboard of the vehicle. I can see what appears to be the top of her back, right? We knew that there was a weapon involved, so our concern was that the suspect may start firing shots. Under no circumstances will anyone return fire.
10-4.
We were coming upon two 18-wheelers that were attempting to help us out.
This car's coming up to us here, so... They were traveling at low speed in both lanes, hoping that the driver would be unable to pass them.
Still northbound.
Two unmarked units were positioned ahead of the pursuit, including Wood County Sheriff's Detective Charlie Johnson.
Keep to my right.
We were doing approximately 40 miles an hour, so everybody had to slow down, and we bunched all the vehicles up.
Detective Bruce Ripple was in the other unmarked car.
Don't let him pass, Charlie.
I have a 13-year-old daughter, and I could just, see a father talking to me later, asking how he got away. We had to stop him. He's trying to make a box around him. We're not going to be able to get him stopped any other way. A state trooper came up on my right side.
I'll split to the right, Charlie.
He got in front, and at that point, we had him boxed in. Okay. We're going to try to slow him all down at once.
He's going to tag us.
Stay left, Charlie. Box him in.
He was doing everything he could to get out.
Bruce, he's hitting me. He's hitting me.
But there was no place for him to go.
It was just like a demolition derby for a while.
We were coming upon a section of the guardrail.
Okay, Charlie, I'm going to back out now. You take him in.
Trooper in front slowed down, and I just started pulling off to the right.
I saw the hostage. She was motionless. I thought that he had already shot her. But when I reached into the car, she immediately turned around. It was a great sigh of relief. She was very scared, but she was okay.
I remember seeing police lights everywhere. I was like, it's finally over. It was the most terrifying thing I've ever been through.
The suspect was subsequently convicted of armed robbery and kidnapping and sentenced to 140 years in prison.
You're so much taller and you're so much shorter.
A year has passed.
I remember hitting a lot of other vehicles and spinning around and thinking that I was going to die in the wreck. But I thought I had to get through it because I'd gotten a big fight with my mom earlier that day, and I just didn't want them to remember me like that. I used to come here when I was little and feed them.
I was always a protective parent, but since this happened, I would have to say that I probably am a little more extreme.
Hey, let him eat from your hand.
It's awful hard to explain how much you love a child. You would give your life for them.
I'd like to thank you guys very much.
You're very welcome. I'm glad it worked out okay.
No kidding. I saw hundreds of police cars that night, so it felt good to see them today, to be able to thank them one more time. They put their lives in a lot of danger just to save me.
I've been a police officer for almost 21 years, and this is one of the most gratifying situations that I myself have ever been involved in.
Angie has returned to work at the restaurant.
I'm very glad that nothing ever happened to Angie, because I don't know what I would do about losing my best friend. Thank God, you know, she's still here and being a pain in my side every once in a while.
That way.
Next.
My mom passed out. Your mom passed out?
It could have been a heart attack or some other type of illness, but on a mobile phone, you don't know where they're calling from, and they could be calling from anywhere in the county.
How old are you, Joey? I'm 5.
Losing weight can be so frustrating. You try to eat less, but then you get hungry. You try to eat right, but you're faced with temptations. The people at Dexatrim understand this, and so do I. I lost 8 pounds with Dexatrim. Just one maximum strength Dexatrim in the morning helped me control my appetite all day. It gave me the willpower to overcome temptations, so I ate less and lost weight. If you want to lose weight, try the Dexatrim plan today. Dexatrim. Get the willpower, lose the weight.
My job at Walmart is a people greeter.
Every time we have a baby shower at our store, I suggested Diaper Genie.
And one day I was at the door, and I told the lady in the shoe department my feet, I said, you got anything I can wear back there?
You know those men, they pick up the diapers and go like this.
I said, my feet hurt me.
You get your stinky diaper that you don't want to have in your house all day. Throw that sucker in there.
And since that day, I've had 5 or 6 pairs.
You just shut the top and go head on with your work.
They tell me that Sam Walden wore this shoe. Now, what's good for Sam is always good for me.
Here's your drink. You're in a restaurant. This is your choice. This? 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 Boom, boom. As sweet as this. No bitterness like this with saccharin. And good.
Equal. 0 calories, 0 saccharin.
It's not going to change your life, but it's going to make it a little sweeter.
Anybody can service automobiles, but you're going to be able to take care of the customer. You describe the legend in your
over bumps or do you?
Definitely over a bump, I think.
They come in to see me because they need something to be fixed. They want me to take care of them. Everybody has different problems. Everybody has different needs.
See the way I was going with? To move it back.
The quality care standards. It just opens up that communication, lets people know that we care.
Quality care people, quality care standards at your Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealer.
When you're rushing in a hurry, what's for dinner? Not to worry.
When a pizza just won't cut it, more Chinese, you're sick of it.
For a warm and hearty supper, grab some chunky from the cupboard. Peas and carrots and potatoes. And of course we got tomatoes.
Hey, it's all the beef that gets me.
Hey, wasn't that Wayne Gretzky? Take a tip from you-know-who. Chunky soup's the great one, too. Campbell's Chunky. Soup that eats like a meal.
Next, meet Justin. He's already in the grip of a gang. Now his mother may have to give him up. Can Justin be saved? 48 hours next.
There's more to me than meets the eye.
She's a boxer.
There's more to me than meets the eye.
She's a reporter.
There's more to me than meets the eye.
She's a farmer. It's Big February nights on CBS with 51 beautiful women from all over America. Join special guest Erin Neville at the Miss USA pageant live Friday.
When Rochelle Beale got back to her house in Deltona, Florida, around 9:30 p.m. on February 28, 1995, she had thought that her roommate, Anita Lai, would already be back from running errands with her 5-year-old son, Joey. But on that night, things did not go as expected.
Chris, has your mom called? She hasn't called once. I realized she wasn't home yet because the car wasn't in the driveway. I was concerned because she has muscular dystrophy and she's recently been diagnosed with a medical condition. Anita, where are you? So I tried her on her car phone. On my way home. I was able to hear it right then in her voice that she was slurring. Bye. Joey has a learning disability, so I was worried that he might not be able to help his mom. It's very scary because there's so many things that could happen, especially when you're driving a car and you've got a 5-year-old.
911, what's the emergency? My mom passed out.
Your mom passed out? Do you know your address? MCL 40? Do you know where you live?
I don't know where I live.
You don't know where you live? Okay, is there any...
Volusia County Sheriff's Dispatcher Cheryl Stetler was handling the call.
When I got the call, it came in on a mobile phone. And on a mobile phone, you don't know where they're calling from, and they could be calling from anywhere in the county.
Whose phone are you using right now?
The car phone.
The car phone?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Is that your mom's car?
Uh-huh. The store is closed down.
The store is closed down? Okay, what's your name?
Joey.
Joey. How old are you, Joey?
5.
You're 5? Okay, where is your mom at? Is she in the car?
Yeah.
She is in the car?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Do you know...
And I didn't really know what her condition was. It could have been a heart attack or some other type of illness, or she could even have been dead.
Your car is at a store right now?
Yeah.
Okay, do you know...
It looked like my mom was sleeping, but she wouldn't wake up.
You don't know what the name of the store is?
No, but it got the E.
It has an E in it?
And it has a C, and it has a K, and it has another E, and it has a R, and it has the X, and it has I kept telling the letters, but I didn't know what it spelled. I was scared. Real scared.
Okay, I know what the name of your store is now.
Dispatcher Lisa Serpatowski needed more information to be able to guide rescue workers to Joey's car.
He could have been at any Eckerd's drugstore because there's 2, 3 in each city of this county.
Do you go to school?
Yeah.
What school do you go to?
I go to Sunrise Elementary.
You go to Sunrise Elementary School.
How many Eckerts are there in Deltona? I was already on the phone with the fire department relaying the information that we had. And he told her Sunrise Elementary School, which is a school in Deltona. And there's 2 Eckerts in Deltona. Sheriff's Department.
Joy, what color is your mom's car? Do you know?
Let me see. Gray.
It's a gray car?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any other store names by that store that you just spelled for me? Is there any other stores there?
How do you spell, what spells D-O-G?
Your husband? D-O-G spells dog.
Okay, it has a D.
It has a D?
Uh-huh.
Dog groomers over I thought maybe there was like a dog grooming parlor or something like that.
Okay, is there any other stores by there?
There should be a McDonald's across the street.
How about a McDonald's? Do you see a McDonald's around there?
No, but I see a gas station.
You see a gas station? Okay. Do you know, can you see the name of the gas station?
No.
Ask him what color the sign is.
What color is the gas station sign?
Red and white.
Okay, so it's red and white. It's probably when the gas station came up and the colors came up, it was locked in as to which one he was at.
Agent 63, medical emergency. SO's on the line with a 5-year-old. States his mother is passed out. They're in a gray car. Believed to be at the Elkham Boulevard, Eckerd.
Is there any other cars in the parking lot by you? Yeah, she's not. Like, do you see any people or anything else around there?
I see a white car.
There's a white car near you?
It's not near me, it's across me.
It's across from you? Okay, how long has your mom been like this? How long has she been passed out?
She just did it.
Just did it when you called?
Yeah.
She just did it right away when you called?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can see
What can you see?
a fire truck.
You see the fire
They
truck?
came and I saw the lights flashing.
You see them right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, are you near the horn? Can you beep the horn of your car? Is the fire truck pulling into where you're at? Is it coming into your parking lot?
Yeah.
It is? Okay.
Within 9 minutes of the call, a Deltona fire rescue unit arrived, including paramedic Chris Siebert.
Is that the fire department right there?
Yeah, we're right here.
Okay.
She's unresponsive, so if this is Eva, you go ahead and continue emergency.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.
Great, thanks.
When I first got there, he had told me that Mommy passed out again.
I told this fireman my mom needs sugar.
Seemed to know exactly what his mom needed, and it was unbelievable how calm he was over the whole situation. I don't know that I could have been that calm at that age.
EMT Don Hellberg had also responded.
Okay. So you're done with the oxygen. Go ahead and set up.
We went by what Joey had said with needing the sugar. We got a glucometer that checks the sugar level in your blood, and it came out to probably around 60 or 70.
I went ahead and gave a medication called D50. It's just like sugar water. And I would say within 2 or 3 minutes, she started coming back around and responding to voice.
The very first thing I remember was Joey was saying to me, "Are you okay, Mommy? Are you okay?" Well, I says, "You called 911 for me." He says, "Yeah," and I hit the send button and they came, you know. It was great. It was a terrific feeling.
I did a good job. I love my mommy a lot, and I don't want anything to happen to her.
Shortly before the incident occurred, Anita Lai had been diagnosed as hypoglycemic. She now carefully monitors her diet and blood sugar level to keep it from happening again.
I wasn't thinking. It was kind of stupid on my behalf, you know. Just getting diagnosed with this and not really realizing how serious it is, and it could be.
If the spell would have happened a little bit sooner, she could have had an accident. She could have hit somebody else. She could have not only injured herself and her boy, but other people by not taking the necessary precautions and having the medicines ready to prevent this from happening.
Joseph was diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactive disorder. Children with ADHD have a hard time concentrating and learning the things that they need to learn because their mind always wants to go someplace else.
Came to say hello. Hi.
Joey was very much a hero in this. He did what he needed to do at the right time, as well as a lot of kids would have acted, or better than most kids might have acted under the same circumstances.
The city of Deltona honored 5-year-old Joey Durantz for helping to save his mom's life.
The Volusia County Sheriff's Office Medal of Merit is hereby awarded to Joseph Durantz.
If I wasn't there for my mama, she would have died. Makes me feel real happy. And it makes me want to get 1,000 awards.
I've read the plaque, and they speak of his actions as if he was a professional and knew exactly what he was doing. Not as a child that had any kind of problems, you know. I cry every time I read it. I'm just incredibly proud of him.
I was really glad because I called 911 and saved my mommy.
That's my boy. What would I do without you?
Some know us for our strength. Others depend on our flexibility. For over a century, people have trusted the Principal Financial Group for investment strength and expertise in retirement and insurance products. Strength, performance. The Principal means many things to many people, and one important thing to everyone. We give them an edge. The Principal.
Hurry into McDonald's, because right now, 2 big beefy quarter pounders with cheese are only $2. But remember, it's for a very limited time.
Are you sure this is the fastest way?
Oh, yeah. Color Safe bleaching action all whitens without bleach. Let those kids do what they're gonna do. You got ALL Lifting stains for you, so relax.
Tonight on Dave.
I'm gonna kill you, buddy!
Alec Baldwin. That was a joke. And Dwight Yoakam. Plus Dave's fitness video with Claudia Schiffer. Tonight.
Some people will do anything for love.
It was a love tap.
But when it's a cop and a mobster's sister...
What? Jimmy Roast Beef, Constable Fraser.
How you doing? Is that your given name?
The courtship can be a deadly affair.
I'm gonna go shake his peaches. Shake his peaches?
Love and Revenge on Due South Friday.
Knowing how to use the phone to call for help is one of the most valuable lessons any parent can teach a child. If your community does not have 911, keep the emergency numbers posted near every telephone and instruct your kids when and how to use them. This series is dedicated to all the men, women, and children who set aside their fears to reach out to those in need. I'm William Shatner. Join us next time for more true stories on Rescue 911.
Hello, I'm Dan Rather. Coming up on an all-new 48 Hours.
He took a high-powered BB gun, pointed it at the first grader.
A child in trouble, drawn to the world of gangs. To save him, will the state take him from his mother?
Without Justin, I have nothing.
The powerful gang story on 48 Hours next.